To the Point with Michael Williams.
Good morning. The U.S. House Speaker comes to Mar-a-Lago looking for help from President Trump. Brian Crowley will have analysis of what they had to say. First in our broadcast, though, a look at the Carl DeSantis Foundation. You may not have heard of it or him, but its beneficiaries sure have, as it's helping offer new hope and fresh starts in careers and so much more. Jeff Perlman, former Delray Beach mayor, joins me now to talk, grant administrator for the Carl DeSantis Foundation. Thank you for being with us on To the Point.
Great to be here, Michael.
Let me ask you, Carl DeSantis, known by many, but others do not. Who was he?
He was a legendary entrepreneur, kind of a larger-than-life figure, made his first success with Rexall Sundown in Boca Raton, and then became the early investor in Celsius.
And he ended up a billionaire, and his legacy about 3 years ago was something he sat down with a lot of you, lived in our community, and sat down with you all. You recall, I remember you told me about 3 years ago, the Carl DeSantis Foundation found its roots. What were his marching orders?
His marching orders were to go do good in the community and try to help as many people as possible with the funds that he was going to leave us.
We see philanthropic efforts by those who have had tremendous success. What do you think drove him at the end of the day? Was it his upbringing? Was it just a sense that was something he was born with? What was your sense of the man?
He was the most generous person I've ever met by far. It was never about him. It was about helping others. He didn't want his name on buildings. He wanted to help people in the buildings. He just was a generous person and wanted to give back.
And again, just to back up for a moment, Rexall Sundown, he built that out of his garage, and it became a worldwide endeavor, and that was part of how he made his fortune. So somebody who'd come from Massachusetts to Miami Beach, went to school for a brief time, Florida State, became an adopted Floridian, we like to say, and built his life here, or much of it.
And wanted to give back here. He just loved, particularly South Florida and Palm Beach especially. He always lived here, could have lived anywhere in the world.
Passed away last year again at the age of 84. Faith, leadership, health, civic innovation. Those were the four North Stars, as it were, where he said, go direct your efforts there. Is that a fair assessment?
Those were the marching orders, and then we kind of fleshed that out, brought it back to him, and he said, you've nailed it, go and do some good.
So talk about the real world stories. Give me an example or two or three of real world stories where people are being helped right now because of what you're doing.
I'll give you three quick ones.
Sure.
Four Kids of South Florida is a big cause of ours. Kids in trauma, kids in foster care, providing therapy for them, providing training for foster families, which there's a great need in Palm Beach. Take Stock in Children, we're announcing a major gift. It'll be the presentation May 1st at their graduation. They'll send 900 local students to college. And Boca Helping Hands, which is about workforce training, helping people move up the economic ladder.
What tremendous efforts, and I can already see smiles on faces as you're making real differences in lives. And going off to school, scholarships for the entire college experience?
They get the first 2 years fully paid for, along with the Florida prepaid. So we should be able to get them through with some of the other aid all 4 years.
You just never know what kind of life difference you're making there, what kind of opportunities it unlocks for them.
We know that many of these children wouldn't be able to go to school, and they're very talented without this kind of help.
You work Palm Beach and Broward counties, nonprofits only, am I correct on that?
Correct.
How do you vet them? How do you decide that's the kind of program we want to associate the foundation with, and vice versa? How do you pick who you choose or don't choose?
Well, they have to fit into the areas of interest
that we've described.
And we do a deep dive. We do site visits. We talk to senior staff. We kind of try to get into the trenches a little bit, talk to the board of directors, look at their audits and their IRS materials, which are online. And then I try to lean on my 37 years in this county,
including time as the mayor of Delray,
that I've seen some great nonprofits, and I've seen some ones that have fallen short. So that community knowledge is coming back to bear some fruit.
You say the ones that are doing good. There's no one recipe, but what do you see kind of consistently over your time? The ones you say, yeah, they're doing it right. They need and deserve some help.
Leadership. They have committed volunteers, they have dedicated donors, and they have talented staff, and they are focused on on the mission. And there are many in this community. We're very lucky.
How much grant money have you been able to provide thus far in 3 years, and what do you see the future being?
We've been doing about $3 to $5 million a year for the first 3 years, and we're about to ramp up in fiscal 25, which is 6 months away, and we expect to be between $35 and $50 million a year in perpetuity, Michael.
Wow. What feeling for the staff, Carl DeSantis Foundation, and for the people you help? It's kind of hard to put into words because the need is so great, and speak to that. You know, we live in Palm Beach County, but like so many communities, those who have and so many do not. And it's a divide that many worry is growing ever wider all the time. Do you see that, the profound need? It's hard to really overstate that.
You can't overstate it. And yes, there's great wealth here, but there's also a lot of poverty and a lot of people that struggle. This is a tough time in our economy with inflation and cost of living and housing, and families and children are stressed. So the need is endless here, and you really see that when you visit these nonprofits and talk to these people that are on the front lines.
At the end of the day, so the $35 to $50 million, you'll find a place to put that money.
We will, and we're looking at it as we would a business. We're making investments where we expect to see a return.
You're here to speak on behalf of the Carl DeSantis Foundation, of course, but does it speak to a larger national need? We hear about this throughout our history, that you have to have the philanthropy that comes in and is able to do the work, and those who, like Mr. DeSantis, the late Mr. DeSantis, had that vision, because simply not enough without philanthropists who have made huge, tremendous differences. It's a story we've heard again and again throughout our history.
It's a good insight, and that's an eye-opener for me. I come from a business background, also a local government background.
Sure.
And they have a role, as does academia. But the philanthropic sector of our society is incredibly important, and there is a tremendous amount of money being put to good use across the country.
And again, working with nonprofits across Palm Beach and Broward counties, you realize that after this broadcast, people are going to say, how do I get in touch? How do I see if I might be able to get some help for those in need? Final thoughts.
I would direct them to the website, carldesantis.org. Take a look. We have all the information there. See if their nonprofit fits our criteria, and then we'll take a look at them.
If he was able to sit here today, what would his final message be? You know him so well, or knew him so well.
I think he'd be proud of his life's work, because it continues. And that's a profound eye-opener for me, is that you know, he passed in August, but his work continues.
And we can't all give millions, but we can all give help. So there's a larger message even beyond the work you're doing.
There is, and that is to help people, to be generous at whatever level you can afford, even if it's sweat equity, especially sweat equity. That's very important. These organizations we're talking to all have needs for volunteers, and just to get involved in the community. The
Carl DeSantis Foundation, Mr. Perlman, we appreciate you giving us some insight. Many people, of course, knew him well, but for those who did not, we hope that they now will as you continue your work, and we'll look forward to seeing some of those students in the coming month. I know you're doing a lot of good work in a lot of places.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you being with us. Up next, the U.S. House Speaker comes to Mar-a-Lago looking for a lifeline and stands by Mr. Trump. Brian Crowley coming along to talk about that.